What is up, Guardians, and welcome back to another build video. In this one, I'm showing you my solo hunter build, which is currently my absolute favorite setup. I've fine-tuned this build so it works perfectly for solo players in any activity, and I'll go into all the details in just a second. If you end up liking this build, make sure to leave a like, and feel free to subscribe so you don't miss any of my upcoming Destiny 2 videos. But without further ado, let's get right into today's build. The gameplay you're seeing in the background is on a -40 power delta. This build doesn't just offer incredible survivability, but also delivers insane offensive power thanks to the combination of Tempest Strike and Combination Blow. But first, let's take a quick look at the weapons. For a solo build, I wanted to make sure I had the ability to stun every type of champion, and that was really important to me. So for this setup, I decided to go with the following weapons. In the kinetic slot, I'm running the Mint Retrograde, super reliable and hits really hard, especially for taking out tougher enemies. In the energy slot, I'm using Agape with Heal Clip and Incandescent, and honestly, I love this weapon, especially with this role. It just fits perfectly into this build's playstyle. Oh, and by the way, you can farm the tier 5 version of this weapon in the loot cave on Kepler once you reach a power level of 450. And in the power slot, I'm running the Thunderlord, one of the best exotics you can pair with this setup. It fits perfectly into the build because it synergizes with arc damage, keeps your amplified buff up almost all the time, and melts champions and bosses in seconds. Plus, the auto reloading and lightning chain effect just make it feel so satisfying to use. Alright, now that we've talked about the weapons, let's move on to the most important part of this build, the aspects and fragments. For the aspects, we're running Tempest Strike and Ascension. Tempest Strike is absolutely amazing. It turns your slide melee into a devastating arc wave that deals massive damage and chains lightning between enemies. When you combine it with Combination Blow, you get this beautiful feedback loop where every powered melee kill boosts your damage, refreshes your melee, and just lets you destroy everything in your path. Then we've got Ascension, which gives you increased airborne effectiveness and faster ability regen while amplified, perfect for staying mobile and aggressive during solo play. For the melee ability, we're obviously using Combination Blow. It's the heart of this build. For the grenade, you can really pick whatever you prefer, but I like ones that help control crowds or apply extra arc damage. And for the super, we're using Gathering Storm. It hits hard, looks awesome, and melts bosses in no time. To make this build work perfectly, you'll want to use Combination Blow together with Tempest Strike. Every time you get a kill with your melee, it fully restores your health and instantly recharges your class ability. Then you use your class ability again, which in turn refills your melee, and the loop just keeps going over and over, keeping you alive and unstoppable the entire time. For the fragments, we're running Spark of Resistance, which makes you more resistant to incoming damage while surrounded by enemies. This one is huge for survivability, especially in high-level solo content. Next up, we've got Spark of Frequency. Melee hits increase your reload speed and weapon stability for a short duration. When you're amplified, these effects become even stronger, and you gain extra stacks of amplification from all sources. Then we're using Spark of Ions. Defeating a jolted target or an enemy affected by arc energy creates an ionic trace, helping you keep your abilities up almost non-stop. We're also running Spark of Discharge. Arc weapon final blows have a chance to create ionic traces, feeding your ability energy even more. And finally, Spark of Amplitude. Rapidly defeating targets while amplified creates an orb of power, which perfectly ties into the whole loop of this build, keeping your abilities, health, and momentum constantly flowing. Now let's take a look at the armor mods I'm using for this build. These are absolutely essential to make it work properly. I'll go through them quickly with you. On the helmet, I'm running Dynamo, Ashes to Assets, and Arc Siphon. On the gauntlets, I'm using Heavy-Handed, Double Stacked, and Momentum Transfer. On the chest piece, I've got Concussive Dampener, Void Resist, and Solar Resist. On the leg armor, I'm running Innervation and Arc Weapon Surge, double stacked, and finally on the class item, I'm running Distribution, Time Dilation, and Outreach. Now, the most important part of this entire build, the exotic armor piece, Gifted Conviction. This exotic completely ties the build together. Its perk, the Gift of Certainty, activates whenever you use Ascension or Tempest Strike, throwing out bouncing explosives that jolt and damage nearby targets. What makes it so powerful is that jolting enemies also grants you damage resistance, giving you both offensive power and incredible survivability at the same time. As for the stats, you want to focus on melee as much as you can. That's the core of this entire setup. Personally, I also like to invest a bit into super, but honestly, you can customize this part however you like, maybe go for weapon stats or even grenade stats depending on your playstyle. The most important thing though is to push that melee stat as close to 200 as possible. That's where this build truly shines and keeps the loop going non-stop. And lastly, let's take a quick look at the artifact mods. I'll show them to you on screen so you can pause the video and take a closer look at them in your own time. Alright Guardians, that's everything for today's build. As I said before, this one is super easy to play but incredibly strong in every type of content. If you enjoyed the video, I'd really appreciate it if you dropped a like and subscribe to the channel. It helps me out a lot and keeps me motivated to bring you more builds every week. Thanks so much for watching, I really appreciate your time. And as always, stay safe, have fun, and I'll see you in the next one.